Hello you glorious gamers, I'm ChadOfStats and together we are going to crack the nut that is Dragon Quest IX Sentinels of the Starry Skies. Now this is a game I've tangled with many times, but I've yet to finish for reasons I shall go into shortly. That's not saying this game is bad, in fact I have a deep fondness for this game. Maybe that's just the nostalgia talking, but I believe at its core, despite some drawbacks, this is a good game. There's a reason I have made 5 attempts to finish it so far. It doesn't help that I played a game with so many multiplayer elements by myself. So let's dive semi-deeply into this. Don't be afraid to tell me your opinions on it. I'm very eager to hear them. Now, this game was released worldwide in, 2010? It's how old? Age no longer feels like just a number. Regardless, this game came out in 2010 for the Nintendo DS system, and it is impressive what they managed to wrangle out of this handheld. Dynamic battles, 3D character models, but the gushing about its prowess comes later. The story is standard JRPG fare. Collect the items of power scattered throughout the world, facing various baddies along the way. But that's getting ahead of myself. You start as a Celestian, a guardian angel race that watch over the mortal realm, whose job is to help out the mortals in return for literal crystallized gratitude, as if it was all one fucked up farm. Also, wow, wings so tiny compared to everyone else's. I'm gonna get issues at this rate. Now the tasks that count as helping people include saving them from monsters, collecting manure, reverse pickpocketing, and finally convincing people they are dead. Truly the tasks of a legendary hero. The point of all this is to offer the crystallized gratitude up to a tree in hopes of it bearing fruit. But this is not just any tree, as Dragon Quest seems to have a habit of including the world tree Yggdrasil a lot, across many other games. Before I made this, I thought this was just Dragon Quest 11 and 9 that had distinguished trees, but no, it's actually across 2, 3, 4 and 7. The tree eventually does bear fruit, strange enough figs. If this is supposed to symbolize something, it's lost on me. The Celestians prepare to ascend, but before that can happen, disaster strikes. Beams of light rocket up from the mortal realm, wreaking havoc and scattering the figs like discount Dragon Balls. If you hadn't guessed, the figs are the items of power. You are blown down to the mortal realm, losing your halo and tiny wings in the process. Now it's easy to guess, but avoiding spoilers, you are charged with collecting the figs. This journey may include danger, monsters, mystical fruit, and of course, godlike beings you must slay. In my limited opinion, nothing truly out of the ordinary. My main problem with the game does in fact come from its story. There is no proper character development, no driving characters across the story that move it along. This is because your character is a silent protagonist, which I normally don't mind, at least you get to customize them, but there are also no characterized party members. Your party consists of personalityless people you design yourself. On one hand, I love being able to create my Dragon Ball Z crew. On the other, I regret how they are completely blank dolls. Seriously, no dialogue at all from them. At least gives them semi-customizable personalities. They don't even need to say much. But at least I can dress them up. Fashion quest for the win, baby. However, with no characterized party members or reoccurring characters to get attached to, it's easy to end up feeling rather disconnected from the story. And with no driving force to continue, burnout sets in rather quickly. The story consists of short arcs with vaguely overarching plot. No matter how likable some of the characters are, you always end up leaving them behind, rather quickly as it turns out. And no, this more annoying Navi does not count. The game truly shines, however. A turn-based game with a class system? Sign me up! Well, it shines if you like turn-based gameplay. I personally enjoy it. Now, this is a multiplayer-focused game, which means you can battle with buddies. That's why you create your companions. They are meant to be swapped out for actual players. Gameplay is brought to life by the dynamic camera angles that change as the fights progress. It feels so dramatic. This game also has a tension system, a way to boost your next attack by spending your current turn. My favorite part is consecutively using it and becoming a Super Saiyan. Glorious. Let's not forget the class system. Dragon Quest IX refers to it as vocations. Your starting class is a minstrel, but eventually you can become a warrior, martial artist, or priest among other options. There are a decent amount of classes, however I can't help but wish for more. Levels give you skill points which you can put in a variety of different skill trees. Whether these are the specialty skill trees of your class or the more generic ones like sword. While spells do not carry over between classes, stat bonuses and abilities you unlock do, provided you meet the requirements to use them. No using a sword ability with your bare hands. All equipment that you find is viewable on your character model. That right there is rare to find. It makes me giddy when I think about it. Of course, everyone turns into a fashion disaster, but where's the fun otherwise? My one gripe about the gameplay is that it feels slow. Walking sometimes gives the impression of moving through molasses, while combat itself can't be called speedy or even mildly mobile. If they ever remake this game, fast forwarding in battles is a must. There is, however, the coup de grace mechanic, where a character performs the ultimate move of their class. This activates randomly when certain conditions are met. Unfortunately, as cool as this is, it doesn't make up for the sluggish gameplay. Graphically, the game doesn't look like much. However, when you put it into context, it is much more impressive. This game ran on a Nintendo DS. A game with 3D models, dynamic battles, and even overworld enemies. That's right! No random battles! You could see your enemies in the game. For all this, I applaud it, really pushing the DS to its limits there. Strangely enough, you can tell how important a character is by their model. If it's a 3D model, you can probably bet they are somehow important, whereas the sprite models tend to signify they are not. It's really disconcerting to put them side by side. It makes you feel like you don't belong. The soundtrack is okay, not the best in the series, but I wouldn't call it bad. It's just there. Sometimes enhancing the game, sometimes not. Some variety in the overall scene would be nicer. Also, why is this theme for bosses so grated? I swear, it's like metaphorical nails on the chalkboard to my anxiety. Strangely enough, I found the alchemy part's music rather sinister. Scared the crap out of me as a youngling. Almost never talk to that crackpot pot. Go on, give it a listen. Overall, I enjoyed the game despite its drawbacks. They're the reason I kept trying to complete it over and over. It had a charm to it. I did not, however, try to take on those crazy legacy bosses. Maybe if the game was remade, I would try to give it a complete run through, but overall I'm satisfied. And maybe a little burnt out. I would say that while this is a tough nut to crack, its flavor makes it worthwhile to try at least once. Even if you don't finish it. Thank you for watching this video. It's a deviation from what I normally do, but I heavily enjoyed it, and I'm going to do more in this style. So if you liked it, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.